Hey Scorpios, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your second half of April general reading here. So in your meditation, I'm switching it up a bit because I was shown in the meditation a card from a deck that I'm not using today, but that I really love. And so I want to talk about this because I was shown the image of this particular card. But before that, what I saw in the meditation was the Scorpio collective painting in a very dark room using dark colors, like painting on a canvas. It was very dark, and it was like, how can you paint without light? But it was like just painting, and it was using fire or something that was burning as a means of creating the picture. So it was almost like it was painting from ash. It felt very dragon-esque in a way as well, funnily enough. And then I saw this window open and this light streaming in. And I saw the Scorpio collective kind of, oh, what's this light coming in? And then it deciding to move towards it, and then it moved out of the window. And then it turned, I could see that it was actually like a very large, just stay with me here. It's, it's getting weird, but what else is new? It turned into a very large lizard that was just sitting, just basking in the sunlight. As we know, lizards are, cold-blooded, so they seek the warmth. And it was just really enjoying the warmth. And then I heard Let the Sun Shine In from the musical Hair, but of course. And then I saw the image of this. So this is the light of the world. And I really quite almost literally saw this for you guys. So this card is very much about where you place your focus and sort of when our focus, or when we think about what we're doing or the actions that we take or the work that we do in terms of how it serves us or how us individually or our, direct, family or relationships or whatever are concerned, that's a limited worldview. It's a very, individual centric, better way to say that, sort of take on it. But if we broaden our perspective, if we take a larger view of how are we gonna leave our piece of the world better than how we found it, suddenly that opens a lot up in terms of our perspective, our possibilities, our potential, and also how we view our current situation. Because if it's less about what we do and what's working for us and what we want, and more about what we leave behind for the next generation, well suddenly that's a whole shift in perspective. And that's the message around the light of the world. And I feel like remember this guy here, if you can see, this guy here is kind of looking down at his cat here, and then the light of the world, this is kind of the universe going, hello, like you have a bigger calling. I'm going to need you to come out that window and come into the light a bit. So I do feel like there's something about a shift towards possibly humanitarianism or just, looking at your given circumstances or your circumstances of others around you through a lens of a greater good, or through the lens of like, how does this affect the larger collective or future generations? It's taking it from a place of I into a place of we. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what your cards say. Hey Scorpios, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for second half of April. Second half of April. Oh my God. It's a lizard. We just saw this in your mind. This is why this never gets boring, y'all. It's just like, oh my God, it's so good when it's on the nose, isn't it? Okay. So let's just pause for my laughter here. So lizard. So this is such a wonderful energy. We did talk about this. We saw this in your opening meditation. In a way, lizard is very much about energy conservation, but it's also equates to dream time. So we can look at this from the lens of, paying close attention to your dreams. That's always good. That's a direct line to your subconscious. We can also look at it from the angle of what are your dreams and what is your relationship to them, and how do your dreams affect others around you and your future legacy, kind of tying it back into the meditation, which also means that this equates to a bit of a Knight of Cups energy and asks you, the work that you do or the activities that you partake in and the relationships that you have. How do they fuel you? How do they inform you? Right? From an emotional place. But what's interesting too is, given that this is fire energy, I feel like I see like holding hands between like your emotional core, why you do what you do, and how it links into your passion and what really drives you. Because we can love things or think we love things, right? But then wonder why we never really take action around them. Like we'd say, oh no, I really love this line of work. Like I really, no, this is what I want to do. But for some reason we find that we're not as motivated to really push ourselves in that line of work or kind of escalate beyond our current position or market ourselves or network ourselves. That's really important information. A quick story because I feel like giving you this example. I used to be in a line of work that I started doing when I was like 7 years old. And I thought I would always do it. It was something I started young. I went to school for it like 3 times. I got a few degrees in it. Like I really dedicated my life to this career path. And I was really convinced that like this was it. I never considered doing anything else. And then but I found like over time I started realizing like, why am I not like getting out of bed every day just like thinking about how I could go bigger, how I could go further, how I could push myself more? Why in my off time am I over here, looking at, tarot cards and reading supernatural stories and learning how to like, develop my intuition and all of these things? Why am I doing that in my off time? But like, I love this work so much that I wouldn't consider doing anything else. There was a disconnect between what I thought I really loved to do and what my actions were telling me. That's the water and the fire that I'm picking up here. So there could be something in that for you. Now that can also equate to your relationships as well, right? Really can equate to anything. All right, let's see what's going on, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on. I like it so much. So we got the dream angel here. This is so brilliant and perfect. So this is the star key in the tarot Aquarius energy, which is really brilliant because this is the humanitarian key. Aquarians are the humanitarians of the zodiac. And we're talking about with the light of, wait, did I put it away? You know what? Let's just keep this here because I feel like this wants to be part of the reading. So this is about humanitarianism and expanding your worldview outside of just you and what you do and those in your direct vicinity, right? It's taking that larger view. Why did I see just a flash of the Avengers? Like there's something about that. There's a bigger plan being incorporated here. There's more than just your life at stake. It's the fate of humanity. Like there's something about that, like really opening it up. Star energy is very much about wishes. It's about great hope, divine love, and being in the spotlight. Now let's talk about this briefly. This came up in my meditation this morning. Saw a turtle. Yes, I did. I saw a turtle in my opening meditation this morning for myself before I started filming. And this turtle energy was talking to me about a restructuring of the home life or a restructuring in the way that things are seen and done and perceived. There's going to be, I feel like I can talk about this with you, Scorpio, and you're going to kind of vibe with what I'm saying. So I'm going to share it, and I feel like it's coming up for you guys. There's this aspect of this turtle energy coming through that is signifying and or representing a shift within the collective and a dying of the old way of doing things and a movement towards the new way of doing things, which is, yes, the age of Aquarius. So this is interesting here. I feel like there's a very definite shift around this, but I feel like I'm hearing, what is your role to play in this? What is your part to play in this? And really looking at your role to play in terms of what are you going to leave behind? How do you want to leave the world better than how you found it? And does the work that you do matter? Does it matter enough to you? Does it help? Does it hinder? Really observe, really taking a good, keen look at that, because I feel like there's something deeper within that. There's some questions that want to be asked and some answers that want to be answered. But it feels important. It does feel important to kind of ask those big, philosophical questions, honestly, but taking it out of the philosophical into the practical. Right. It's not like how I can change the world anymore. It's like, how can I shift my own worldview to be the change that I want to see? We're taking it there. Ooh, 10 of Cups. So good. Okay. I mean, hello. 10 of Cups. First of all, I'm very taken with the fact that this is an egg on top of a fire here. It's like what's cooking, what's about to be born in this new world, you know, with the turtle laying its eggs on the seashore and all of that good stuff. So 10 of Cups, this is complete emotional fulfillment and happiness. This is really beautiful that this is coming up for you in this context. And I'm really taken with the fact, look at this parallel. Oh, look at this parallel. Oh, it's all parallel. So 10 of Cups with the fire and the water, right? And then we have Lizard, which is fire, but it's also equates to water because it's Knight of Cups energy, right? And then we have the light of the world with the lantern with the fire, and then the fire and the fireplace. Now, what's also really interesting about this is that this always reminds me of the Hermit from the Hermit key in the Tarot. And the Hermit in his lantern is the light from the Star key, right? So it's like the stars in the lantern that the Hermit is using to light his way. And now we have the star with the lantern here that the Hermit is holding, like knocking on the door going, hello. You know what's really interesting too? The fact that he's looking down at his cat and the cat is looking back at him. Cats are also a gateway into other realms and are considered to be quite supernatural. But I'm getting something very specific with that. The number 9. I'm hearing, you know, that old adage, like cats have 9 lives, but I'm taking that literally because not literally, but I'm taking the number from it because the Hermit key is also the number 9 in the Tarot. So they're drawing my attention to that. So I'm hearing the number 9 is important. It's also the ending before the new cycle completely ends at the 10, right? It's that finishing up. Interesting. Whoa. This deck is so intense, but I'm here for it. Okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles here. Now, this is really interesting because we're talking about the work that you do. 8 of Pentacles is very much about hard work meeting up with talent and timing. So it's interesting that it's coming up in this context. You know, this frog here looks, you know, sadly like it's being electrocuted. It's also on top of fire here, right? But why do I feel like this is a light bulb moment? Look at all the fire. Look, it's a mirror image of the fire. Electricity. You know, I also want to talk about the fact that, you know, this new age stuff, and we're moving into a place where I want to say, you know, the Industrial Revolution, let's just go there because I'm feeling it. The Industrial Revolution, when electricity came about, that was a big shift. You know, when we think about that, we think about the Age of Enlightenment, about turning points in history that really changed our quality of lives, the way that we lived when electricity came about, all of that good stuff. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles here. I feel like there's a direct tie to the work that you do or your point of purpose, having a larger impact or benefit to more than just you. And I'm really hearing to really take the points of your genius, really get clear on what you are really good at and what you love, and then grow it. Put absolutely everything that you have into it, and then watch it explode in a good way. But I'm hearing go for it. Go get it. Go get it. It's time to leave the house, climb out the window, and go outside. Go for it. It's what I keep hearing. Like, go for it. The time is NOW. All right. Dream Angel. Wow. Okay. So we got the 3 of Swords to clarify the Star key here. So 3 of Swords is very much about heart pain, angst, but this is largely about pain over the past. So let's talk about this. So we have the Star key, Aquarian energy, which is very much about the future, wish fulfillment, great hope, great love. In some ways, this is the tonic to this. The 3 of Swords, which is about a lot of pain. Again, usually stemming from the past. I feel like there's something about, I want her to like throw these are like the flowers of the past. I want her to throw them in the water and have a funeral for the past and move it along. Because I feel like this is a comment, come here, on why we're indoors versus coming outside. There's something about this. And this could be a lot of things, y'all. This could be, you know, past fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of getting what you really desire, because we're looking at the wish key here. Wishes, you know, have you ever noticed, Leeza Robertson says this in her Animal Totem Tarot guidebook. She talks about with the star key, this isn't her deck, but I'm seeing that image. She talks about how, have you ever noticed how people complain the loudest when they get what they want? That's because even wishes require change, and wishes can be scary. Because what if you get what you want and then you lose it? Or what if you get what you want and you can't handle it? Or what if you get what you want and it isn't what you thought you wanted? Whatever. Like, we can think ourselves into and out of just about everything as human beings. But what I'm hearing for you guys, it's kind of twofold with this. I feel like on one hand, we're talking about pulling from the pain of the past in order to inform and inspire your path forward. I feel like in another way, you're being asked to kind of release some of this pain of what's been so that you can move forward unencumbered into your best future. I also feel like there's an aspect of wish fulfillment that wants to come to you, but it's being blocked in a way by something to do with heart pain or maybe even feelings around self-worth. But I feel like there's a certain attachment because I saw, you know, you guys painting in a dark room and painting with fire and all of that. I feel like there's a certain attachment to things not going your way. And when I say attachment, I don't mean like you like it necessarily. I just mean that there's something about you get used to things being at a certain status quo. And I'm hearing that it's time to really let go of that and freaking go for it like you've never tried before. Go for it like you are fresh, you know, freshly out the womb or freshly out of school or however you want to look at it, freshly out the egg, and go for it like you've never failed before, like you've never had a setback before, like you've never been told no before, like you've never been rejected before. The time is now to go for it. I'm hearing it. Ten of Cups. Righteous. 5 of Wands. All right. 5 of Wands. So interesting. The fact that it's clarifying the 10 of Cups, we have more fire here, fire with the egg, fire of transformation. Brilliant. So 5 of Wands, this is about competition. This is about a lot of effort. This is about a lot of tension. Remember, the Wands are very much about the actions that we take or that we don't take in relation to the work that we do or the relationships that, you know, inspire and fuel us, right? But this is discord, but also 5 is the number of change. And we're looking at the 10 of Cups here. I'm really hearing that there's a lot of, in terms of this, feels like a lot to do with your past. It could also be internal, but there's a transformation that wants to happen. And I feel like we kind of want to take this fire and wield it to our advantage, right? And really focus a lot of this energy towards, you know, what really emotionally fulfills you in terms of the work that you do and the relationships that you keep. I'm really drawn to these scales. It's time to bring this into a greater equilibrium and a balance. And again, I feel like this 5 of Wands as well is a type of attachment. Do things need to be hard in order to be worth it? Do you believe that things are too good to be true if they seem to be too easy? Examine your relationship to no pain, no gain, or work harder, not smarter. And I know I have that reversed, but I'm saying that for a reason. You know, the saying is work smarter, not harder, but I'm hearing for you guys, examine your relationship to work harder, not smarter. 8 of Pentacles. Someone's a little too comfortable in their own status quo, though, and I'm hearing that it's you've outgrown where you currently are and you know it. Okay. Wow, I'm so here for it. Okay. 4 of Wands. This is happy home and family, victory, success, number 11, all of the good things in life. Also, turtle energy is a 4 of Wands energy, so we're having that come up again for y'all. The fact that this is the 4 of Wands and it's 11-11, clarifying the 8 of Pentacles, this light bulb moment, and the work that you do, hard work and talent meeting up with timing. When I say to you, go for it, the time is now, this is like, in all capital letters, go for it, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, ellipses, exclamation point. That's what this is. This is the more work you put into it, the more that you pursue, whatever this is, y'all. Why are you here? What is the work that you do? Does it fill you with joy and purpose? In which ways are you hiding? In which ways are you maintaining a status quo out of fear or out of, you know, complacency, whatever this is for you. But I'm hearing go for it. Your personal genius, what you are really good at, go for it. Go for it all the way. Go whole hog. Throw in your hat. As long as you're clear on what this really is for you, that's the key. Again, sometimes we can think it's something and it's actually something else. So if you have a question about that, I would say to yourself, really observe what you do in your off time when you're not working. What do you look up like on Google? What do you like to read about? What kind of shows do you watch? What kind of clubs are you a part of? A lot of the times that is the key and the clue to what we are really here to do. Okay? Let's go ahead and get an oracle. I'm feeling like the vintage. Let's go with the vintage oracle today, I think. Whew, wow, Scorpio, light of the world. I feel like I want to just like send an image of this card to each and every one of you so that you could print it out and like just hang it on your fridge or something. Like that's what this feels like. The light of the world. And who are you to hide your light under a bushel? Okay, oracle, here we go. Ooh. Oh God, yes. Celebration. Listen, I've never noticed she's holding like, I think that's champagne. Celebration. I'm so happy that I went with this deck. I had a feeling about it. Okay. Celebration. This is cause for celebration. This is like really enjoying the fruits of your labor. Did I not say go for it now? There's something in the payoff and the timing of this. It's like the time is now. Go for it. And there will be cause for celebration. Linking it also to the Four of Swords. I'm also getting that there's when you have victory in your work life where your purpose is concerned, your personal relationships are going to directly benefit from that as well. There could be an improvement around the home situation as you get more aligned. And come out of the house and step into the light of the world with this, right? You know, celebration also with these butterflies also speaks of transformation and going from that chrysalis or cocoon into this full flight, right? Something about that. Come here. This guy is clearly in the cocoon, right? And I saw that in the meditation. Stepping into the light with the lizard and the sun, right? And coming out of there and being seen. Allowing yourself to be seen and celebrated for your unique gifts and talents and why you're here and your purpose, right? This is really beautiful, Scorpio. I'm so here for this. I am wishing you guys a most blessed and happy second half of April. I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please do let me know in the comments because I absolutely love reading your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you guys could hit that like button for me, I would so appreciate that. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so, so much as always for being here. And most of all, Scorpios, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.